Politically incorrect. Mashane speaking. Today, what I'm going to do is, all those people that you voted for, they have some sort of a list. It's a pecking order. You would see, I call it a pecking order because the biggest people will be on your number one, like Bo Serele, Bo Zuma, and even Jabu Khumalo. You're surprised Jabu Khumalo is number 2 after Msholo is on the MK list. But let me go ahead with it. Let me start with, which province must I start with? Let me start with KwaZulu Natal. So in KwaZulu Natal, what we have is, let's first see what the province looks like. So the province looks like MK number 1 with 36 votes, IFP 15, and NN. I'm just going to keep this on screen and then go ahead and show you who are the first 37 people of MK who would go through. Let's see the first 37 people to go through for MK. The first 37 would be those who are on the list. Remember, there's a provincial list and there's a regional list. And all these lists, the regional one will help go into parliament. That is my understanding. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please direct me there. So, Nhlanhla Victor Euclid Ngidi. So he's born 1953. He's number 1 on the MK list in KwaZulu Natal. He's followed by Thokozani, who was born in 88. So the youngest, I think the youngest is 1989. And that's Lloyd Phumlani, Umfeka. No, the youngest one here is 96. Simpiwe Emmanuel Goniwe. Damn, no, these are young numbers. And then you've got people born in 1957 here, and 1953. So Ngidi is almost as old as Cyril Ramaphosa. So that is it. So I'm going to go down to, we are still in KwaZulu Natal. Let me drop KwaZulu Natal. So the next person is IFP. IFP has 15. We want to check how many people are going there and what is the age. What is the age there? The age is 1955. 1955. Untuli is the first there. 1950, we've got 2 1955s. And sure, I think the youngest is 1989. So these guys are pretty much old school. You will see the DA list. It almost looks like this. It's old men sitting there on top and occupying the most important. 1954 you've got there, and it's only 15 people who are going to the National Assembly of KZN. And I think I might as well just show you the regional. Here's the regional for KZN. This is where your independent candidates will come up to. You see Moodley almost made it in KwaZulu Natal. He almost made it because NFP came through with 1 vote. And remember, Moodley, these guys, they only need 1 vote. No, they only need a threshold of whatever it is. Even if they accumulate more, it's not gonna matter. So Moodley almost made it, but Moodley did very well in the regional KZN because he beat ACDP and Action SA on this list. That is Moodley. And he was contesting in the province only. We go to IFP, ANC. Let's see who made it in the ANC. So in the ANC, no, I think that's the ANC that we discussed. Let's see, ANC Usboniso Duma, 1975. They are leading with someone born in 1992. Umkhize Kabazela. Mafika, only 14 seats. So in KwaZulu Natal, only 14 comrades of Khongolose will go to the provincial legislature. That's the list as it's seen there. You'll see the most interesting things about DA. Let me go to DA now. Let me see KwaZulu-Natal DA. I want you to see KwaZulu-Natal DA. Let me see, let me close this. DA. So, John Papas, you know John Papas. John Papas leads KwaZulu-Natal. He's born 1991. This is the most interesting part. In the whole of KwaZulu-Natal, only 2 Africans, Vilakazi Litembe, are the only ones who are representing Africans from DA. The rest are non-Africans. The oldest 1957. The youngest is 1990, January 27th. That's Bath, Edwin McCray, Bath. So DA is very typical. It's very, very, very typical DA. Oldish, and also it has no Africans in their leadership. Very interesting. So I think that's it with KwaZulu-Natal. I've done MK, I've done DA, IFP. So let me go to Limpopo province. Let me just quickly go to Limpopo province. As I do Limpopo province, where is the... Let me, while I'm doing Limpopo province, I want to show you the numbers as they appeared, how everyone has fought in the province. So in the province, ANC is number 1 with 48. I'm not gonna do UAT, I'm gonna show you MK. So what happens with MK is they only had 1 person who made it. And let me show you. And his name is Cyril. Cyril, not Ramaphosa, of course. That's Cyril Jack. So Kuvelile Jack, that comrade that you've seen on the podcast, who was speaking on behalf of MK. The rest did not make it. Cyril was born 1955. He's the only one here. And from there, I'm jumping DA and Freedom Front Plus. I'm going to EFF. So let's see EFF in Limpopo. So EFF in Limpopo has a very good, interesting story. They only have 9 people from Malimela to Maepa. What is interesting about this, you see I've underlined Matumi Jacob Lebogo. So this dude, Jacob Lebogo, is a very interesting character in Limpopo. You'll see stories that as I flattered here. So he's assigned as on the internet as Julius Malema's confidant, Julius Malema's friend. Well, if you ask me, Julius Malema's friends would be Boy Mama Abulo. They were friends. Josie Putana, they were friends as well. And even Lebogo goes up to Jacob Lebogo is in that line. Well, there's a part where he explains why he joined. He left ANC. He said the reason he left ANC to join EFF is because ANC has a lot of cabals, lots of camps. But that's the interesting story coming out of Limpopo. So he made it there. So the long list. So now I'm going to the long list. Yeah, ANC. Those 48 numbers. I've got ANC 1. So let's see who are these people who are going to the provincial legislatures. Popi Ramathuba. So that's the dog. Popi Ramathuba is number 1 in Limpopo. I don't see Stan Matavate, so it means Stan Matavate is no longer interested in leading Limpopo. So those are good indications that Popi Ramathuba is going to be the premier. I don't know what would that mean. Borachuen, you can see there. Bukupa, I remember Tabukupa. I don't know where Tabukupa is. Bomatabuche and Drumukoni. 48 people. This Limpopo team has actually made it very. And then we've got Florence Radzilani. Do you remember who Florence Radzilani is? Let me see if I can show you who Florence Radzilani is. Sebopela, Seanere Tumelo Sebopela, 1999. So this person is very young. 1999. And it's in the big class of people born in 1962 there. 19. This is this is a mid-oldish group, Limpopo, mid-oldish, and a former youth leader there. You can see Che Selane. Che Selane is Che Selane comes from Zanin. You've got Buchibase there. Bushai. I don't see Shy of Capricorn. No, it's not Capricorn. Of Mopani municipality. But that's it with Limpopo. So let me go to Gauteng. No, Gauteng was very tough. Gauteng was very tough. Gauteng, the reason Gauteng is very tough, it was highly contested. Even ANC didn't get the numbers that they were thinking they were gonna get. So I think what made Gauteng very tough is everyone was eyeing that thing, and only 17 seats is ANC leading. I'm gonna ignore IFP rise. Let me just show you IFP. Let me just show you IFP very quickly. Not this. I want to show you IFP so quickly so you can see how IFP, there's only one guy. But let me show you rise. Let me show you rise, because what happened with rise, it's a sad story. I would have wished to see Tebogo Moalusi. I've hosted him here before, and I've spoken with Tebogo a lot. Very dedicated cadre, very dedicated. I don't know what's going to happen to him between now and the next elections. Is he going to go back into business, because he's a businessman? He's very savvy. I don't know what's going to happen to Tebogo, but Ramokgopa has sneaked in with that one vote. So I don't know what they're going to do with Tebogo if he's not going to go to. These numbers are just fluid, because people can still tamper with these numbers just to get their best guns in. As you could see, a lot of these people could not make it. So from here, let me go to Patriotic Alliance. Nah, man, let me not do PA, because what happens with PA is the number one guy is obviously Loiso. Is it 2? I think it's 2. They made 2. Let me just check. No. It's Tapelo Kunene. Tapelo Kunene. It's funny they don't even have number 2 here. Let me check. In Gauteng province, let's see what they got. In Gauteng province, yeah, but they only have Kenny Kunene there. Let me check Kenny Kunene. Let me just double check this Gauteng province. What numbers do they have? Just want to check these numbers. PA has 2, yeah, that's why. They only have 1 and 2. I think on the numbers they messed it up, because they only wrote 1 and 3. They only have 2. I'm jumping Freedom Front Plus. Let me go to Action SA in Gauteng. Action SA in Gauteng. Let me see. What am I getting here on Action SA Gauteng? Of course, the premier candidate will always be number 1 there, because for obvious reasons he's the senior in the party. So Funzungobeni, Michael Eric Beaumont. So this is people who know him. They say this is the real leader of Action SA. Emma More or Emma Moore, I don't know. We'll see. They're not talking things. Gauteng EFF, very interesting. Gauteng EFF. The reason it's interesting is because they fielded Koma at number 3. Could this be the same Koma who is now suspended, and when Lesego says when he comes back, the charges will be as Lesego Makhubela would have said, so we'll see when he comes back to the Gauteng legislature what happens, because they say he earned money without even working anywhere. I didn't think Nkululeko Dunga would be as young as he is, as he's shown to be here. And the oldest in Gauteng, Kempo Lefetola, 1962. The youngest is Franz Marulero, 1990. Did France make it? Yes, I think France made it. They made it until 11. They've got 11 seats. Let me double check. Yes, they have 11 seat Gauteng. Should I jump? No, let me not jump DA. DA is very interesting. Let me just go to DA. I'll show you why DA is very interesting with their 22 seats. So DA is interesting because on the 22, only 4 are Africans. Only 4 are Africans, and 1 comes in younger at 1990. That is Zelda, Refilwe, Solomon, and Sulim Simang. Only 3. So the rest of the 22 are white. No, are non-white. No. What am I saying? The rest of the 22 are non-black. The rest is black Africans sitting at that number. So the oldest is 1958. Yeah, the youngest are this is Ruhan and Zelda, because they are the youngest here. That's Democratic Alliance for you. So those who voted for Democratic Alliance, this is your list. This is the list that you guys are sending to the provincial legislature. Only 4 of them are black Africans. That's what you chose. And let's go to Gauteng. Gauteng for ANC. Only 28. Just a minor difference from what they had. And they start with Panyaza for obvious reasons because of seniority. They've got Faith Mazibuko, born 1965. 1991, Kevin, 1965. Vuiswa, 19... No, I don't think... Did Vuiswa make it? Yeah, Vuiswa made it. Clo Castle made it 1977. Who's the youngest? The youngest is 1994. Mhlongo. Muiponi Mhlongo made it, she was born 1994. And she made the list. The oldest should be Faith Mazibuko. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like Faith Mazibuko is the oldest at 1965. The Kombi Courts, Faith Mazibuko. Panyaza, without majority. I don't know if he'll stay here or he'll be deployed to national government, whatever they find. I think we are done with provinces. Let me go to national. Let me go to national. The national is very interesting. Very, very interesting. What is interesting is for the first time we are seeing a list that is not dominated by ANC, because they are just 40%. They're just 40%. I don't think I should show you everyone here on the national. Rise, only 1 person is going. UDM, obvious, and ATM has 2, Bossa has 2, and this is what people were asking. This is what people are querying. You see, Rise only has one person sending, but it appears above Al Jamal. Al Jamal got almost 40. Rice Mzanzi got almost 68, but it's only sending 1. These are the things that a lot of parliamentarians, including the general UDM, Bantu Lumisa, he also doesn't understand. I don't understand as well. That's why I needed to start this with the fact that we don't also understand the numbers, and even the list that we have, they might change, because Julius Malema did indicate that these numbers are subject to change. So the biggest let me take national 1. So national 1, as it appears, ACDP starts there with Bukenosh Mushwe, and then Action SA with 4. Let me see if I find Action SA there. What is Action SA national? Now I've not done Action SA. ACDP is obvious, man. ACDP is obvious. Let me go to Patriotic Alliance. Let's see, Patriotic Alliance. Obviously, Mackenzie will have to be there because he's the party leader in Parliament. And this is a funny list. In fact, it's a funny list because they have gathered a very funny a very funny scenario where, unlike other provinces, they seem to have mixed their numbers based on ethnicity. They wanted to balance. Well, that's just me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They could have balanced it based on other things, because you can see these guys are a mixture, and this is a true reflection of the constituency they represent. Those who do not know, Patriotic Alliance has white people, has colored, has Africans, has a lot of people. So they are very interesting in the list that they submitted. It has a mixture of all of those people. Ashley Souls, I've seen Ashley Souls. Is a black African, but with a surname. But look, it's also another debate if Gayton Mackenzie is a black African. But it says Abahambe. So let me leave it there. So only 8 people are going, ending with Ishmael Steenkamp. These guys are always interesting. Let me go to. Should I do EFF before? Yeah, let me do EFF so you can know who's going there up there. Julius Malema, obviously. Veronica is supposed to be Mente, but it's Nkuna, as it's seen here. Floyd Chibambu, Umpile, Marshall Dlamini, Popi, Mailola, Godrich Gadi. Godrich becomes almost the oldest at 1968, and then Dalimpofu the oldest at 62. The youngest they've got here is Mbali Dlamini, born 1993, just almost a freedom baby there. 1993 in August. And that's where it cuts. It cuts at what, 17 at Sinawo? Let me check what the national cuts at. What number did these guys get? 17. Let's see who's 17. So 17 is Sinawo Tambo. What it means is Rebecca Mothala, Lonzi Shabalala, all these guys did not make the cut. But like I say, Malema has a veto to change all of these numbers. He's going to change all of these numbers to make sure that these numbers reflect what he wants, the interest. He spoke about it in his press conference, and it affects everyone. MK, 31 people. Let's see MK, 31 people. Don't be surprised. There is Getlei Tlhegisa there. It's in Parliament. And of course there is Jabulani Sibongiseni Khumalo right next to Msholozi. And then Leboga Moepeng, they go down to Des van Rooyen. So if I haven't seen this, I would have thought, like many of us, when we saw Des van Rooyen for the first time, when we heard of Des van Rooyen for the first time, we all thought he was a white guy, a white Afrikaner guy. But Des van Rooyen is a black African. And Duduzile appears at number 18. Sambudla. And then Nklamulondlela at number 25. Let's see what the list says. The list says MK is 31. So a lot of these guys are safe here. So we're going to DA. For DA, not really interesting. What is important to see with DA is the numbers of Africans that they are sending. The number of people they're sending is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Africans. Bomazoni there, they've made it. And let me see, it's 4 Africans. Let me see the other list. It's 7. So man, DA is struggling, man. DA is struggling. DA DA, man, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about DA's transformation. I've said they are black on the ground, but they are white on top because they believe on all 42, only 7 of these are black Africans. Well, let's see if they want to change these numbers. ANC 73. Let's just go and check who's number 74 for ANC. I think ANC has no surprises on this list. Let's just go to check who's number 74. Number 74 is Mpho Parks Tau Issa. But look, man, and Ibrahim Rasool, these guys have been chowing ANC money for a long time. I don't even think we should feel sorry for them. I don't think we should feel sorry for them. Parks Tau and Ibrahim Rasool, they've been chowing for a long time. I see Tsepo David Low, born 1990, and Atlantius Thembile Hlongo, born 1991. So these are the ages now. You can see Sputla appears there. And another 1981, 1991, 1992. So ANC has sent quite a few number of people who are. Aaron Motsoaledi appears there, born 1958. Hey, these guys don't want to give up, man. These guys don't want to give up. So that is the list as you wanted it. And then let me see on the top, if you want to see who's on the top, because I started it at the bottom. Matamela, so I think the best ones would be here on top, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matamela, born 1952. He's 10 years Zuma's junior. Mashatile Mantashe Ramokgopa Lamola Nkadimeng, the top 6. Nchabeni Tolashe, Gladys Tolashe, Pink Kekana, Kubai. Mamluko has made it at number 12. There is number. I'm reading Mamluko Kubai. Let me not say it. David Mahlobo has made it at number 13. Thandi Mahemba Hlala. This name. Msholozi has once at some point abused this name in Parliament, trying to read it out. 1992, Zuko Godlimpi and Megan Chauke. Megan Chauke, born 1992. I've seen someone who was the youngest, and it doesn't come from the ANC. I just forgot. 1952's Kapa and Geldenis Velem Kondrov. I don't know who these people are. Dinapule, the return. You guys are too young to know who Dinapule is. And Maimela, Komoto Joy Maimela. I'm interested in Dinapule, man. How did Dinapule come and make this big list? And then, of course, we've got Thandi Moraka. Thandi Moraka has made it as number, let me check, number 26. Mqedisi Godrich, good enough Godwa. That's easy. Elvin Botes. Okay, that's the list as you could have seen it. So those are your parliamentarians. So, but what I want to emphasize is these people, if that you saw there, these guys are, I don't know what to call them. They are the preferred ones based on the list, but they are not the only ones, because there's a regional and a national. People could be brought in from the provincial to go there with those numbers. You would see the allocation that I'm making here. The allocation is just to say this is the tally of all the votes that are apportioned to one political party. For example, the UAT has made it with 1 only on national, and the total is 1. Rise has 1 in their region, and they also have 1 in national, so it makes it 2 as it goes. NCC, BOSA. BOSA just had 2 straight. So, but these are difficult to count, by the way. ACDP has nothing on regional, was not voted regional, but it's stronger nationally, so it's taking the 3 numbers to national. ANC, with the biggest, ANC has 159, DA 89, and these numbers as you see them, these are the numbers that are going to constitute. Now let's talk about the permutations. Interesting permutations. Mkhonto we Sizwe has 58. The parliamentarians are 400. Let me see if I can find the graphic. Let's put on the graphic. So the parliamentarians are 400. If the parliamentarians are 400, they need to constitute government. They need 350. To sit on that 350. If Mkhonto we Sizwe controls the numbers and doesn't want to participate, it throws the whole parliament upside down. It hangs and it doesn't, nothing happens, and the president is the current president, Ramaphosa. He has to declare. I don't know, it might not be him, of course. It might be the Chief Justice, because if there's no president, the Chief Justice is assigned with those powers. I don't know how it works, but then a new date has to be declared to go into elections. And knowing Jacob Zuma, he will exercise everything. If they don't want to agree with him in terms of giving him what he prefers during these negotiations, he might deliberately hang the parliament, so we are forced to new re-elections. And it's very funny. So people will say, no, people will vote the way they voted. Actually not. So whenever people are given an opportunity to vote, they would see, Hana, I wasted my time with voting for this one. He does not even have power. They are going to vote for those they think they've got potential. And this is where, so it's rigging, rigging times 2 now. No, it's rigging part 2, because people are going to suspect that if they don't win, it means this thing was rigged 2 times. But anyway, thank you very much for staying this far. Mashi and Politically Incorrect. Tell me what you feel. Especially, are you interested in, and if the person that you voted for is on the list, but is suddenly removed. Like, for example, let's talk about Boy Mamabulo. I know Boy Mamabulo was removed from the list. It wasn't submitted to IEC, and he wanted to take ANC to court. I spoke to him, and now when I want to get his thoughts about it, he's non-committal. But anyway, that's it. Let's see how well can you trust these political parties. Thank you.
Well, let's discuss this now. And the law, or should we say what the law says about a National Assembly quorum. And we're joined by Professor Kathy Powell, who is a constitutional law expert from the University of Cape Town. Professor, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. Can I simply put this way? Can a political party sabotage the election of a president in parliament by refusing to participate?
No, it cannot. Not unless it has 2/3 of the NA seats, in which case I doubt it would need to. Because the quorum for decisions such as electing a president is 1/3 of the seats of parliament. So 1/3 of the eligible members of the NA need to be in the NA to take a decision on anything other than the passing of a bill. So 58 seats, 15% of the NA being absent makes no difference whatsoever.
Very